What's up, everybody? I'm out here taking me a stroll today, getting ready for the Super Bowl to come on. My wife's in the room asleep. It was her birthday, so we got us a nice hotel room in the Galleria area. I decided to take a walk because I was just sitting there thinking, and I wanted to share what I was thinking with you all. First of all, there we go. So, I wanted to talk to you about anxiety and depression. For those of you that suffer from it, you know what I mean. I said anxiety and depression because the two seem to go hand in hand. Being depressed can cause you to be very anxious and ready for it to be over with or ready for something different in your life. And also, if you're anxious, too anxious, and you can't do anything about it, it causes you to be depressed, it causes you to be sad. And this feeling, it's like a mixture of emotions. It's a sadness, it's a madness, you feel defeated, and you don't even know why. It just feels like something is wrong with you. And you know you're not crazy, but inside you just can't muster up the strength or the answers on how to get out of the situation. I've been suffering with anxiety and depression since I was 15 that I can remember. And during those times, nobody, if you told somebody you were depressed or that you had anxiety, they were like, what? There's no such thing as depression. They didn't even really know what it was. There wasn't a diagnosis for it, really. It didn't seem like, or it was rare, or maybe people in the black community or other communities just didn't speak on it at all. But me, I always try to fight it, but the thing about depression is it seems like it has to run its course before you can get out of it, no matter how bad you may want to, no matter how hard you try different things to switch it up. It just has to run its course. That's just what it is. But let me tell you some things that lead up to being depressed. Having issues with some aspect of your life and never dealing with it. Being upset about something, it could be trauma that happened in your childhood, it could be an absent parent, it could be having kids early. It could be somebody doing something negative to you, molestation, anything. It's your deep, dark secret that you don't want anybody to know. So you learn to live with it and just carry it. That's the one thing. Sorry. I got a new control arm. I'm still learning how to use it. That's the one thing that causes you to be depressed. That's the one thing that causes your anxiety. Yeah, see, this is the area that I'm in. I feel good over here. But, gotta edit that. You gotta talk about that, man. If you gotta get some type of therapy, if you need to go to the person that did whatever it is to you, because they may not know. But I believe that depression comes from not allowing yourself to heal. Those things that you learn to live with, yeah, it made you stronger, but that's not healthy. It made you stronger emotionally, but it didn't make you stronger mentally. It made you weaker because you can't get rid of it. You're defeated by it. It won't leave. And you carry it with you. That's extra weight that you don't need to apply to yourself on top of everything else that's going on. So I say, I hold a lot in. I always have. You know, it was me. I felt like I had to deal with a lot myself. So I just held everything in. Nobody was gonna help me anyway. I had to get it out the mud. I knew I was gonna have to do it the hard way. I've always known that. And I always have. So I kept a lot of things in. But as I got into my 20s, there was so many issues and little problems that I had that I didn't know where they came from because I thought everything was okay. And the whole time it wasn't. It was not okay. It was not okay. And I didn't know how to deal with it, and it caused me to slip into another depression. That's why you got to be real careful about how you handle these sorts of things. I've been in and out of several ones throughout my life. Hold on, let me get across the street. Oh, I like the light. Let me go this way. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. But I started opening up more. I started going to these people that I did things to. I started going to these people that did things to me. And I spoke with them about it. Not really from a point of anger, but from a point of, I have to address this because I'm ready to move on with my life. And I can't because subconsciously in the back of my mind, I have this impure thought of an encounter that I had with you. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if people really understand the psychological trauma that they do to another person. With me, I think mine was rooted from a lot of different things. During my young life, my father was absent. Thought he hated me. I thought he was like, fuck me. Honestly, I did. These were the thoughts I had. Why doesn't he want me? Why don't he love me? Why don't he take the chance to get to know me? But when I got older, like 25, when I turned 25 on my birthday, actually, I called my dad. I told him, man, look, I forgive you. I understand. I don't know why you weren't there, but I forgive you. You might have had a shortcoming in your life that held you back, and you're stuck trying to deal with that, so you didn't have time to deal with me. Now, it's not an excuse, but I was trying to be empathetic towards his plight. And we began to form a relationship from that day forth. Now, it's not perfect, but, you know, if I catch him at the right time, I hit him up, he gonna talk to me, he gonna shoot me some game, we're gonna share a laugh, I'm gonna give him something he could use, and, you know, we got a respectable relationship. It can always be better, but it's good. It's a start, for sure. Shout out to my pops, man. But it was those things. I saw a lot of people. I saw a lot of drug use. Part of my depression came from, I saw a lot of drugs early. I participated in drugs early, selling, hustling. I started using early. Yep, participated in all that too. I'm not ashamed of my truth. Anybody that know me know I'm gonna tell the truth. Cat ain't no liar. If I say a word, it's bond. But, yep, so many people around me were getting high. You gotta think, late 80s, early 80s, 90s. It was a lot of getting high going on. First of all, my granny, well, from the time I was alive, my granny had 12 kids, 10 girls, 2 boys. Out of the 12, 6 at some point in time were on drugs. So, that was half of my immediate family, to a certain degree. I knew, and then my aunt that I lived with, shout out to my Aunt Wanda, rest in peace, I love you so much. This is back before she became a saved woman. My Aunt Wanda was a hustler. She was gonna go get that paper, no matter where. She was gonna go get that paper. She was gonna go get that paper first and foremost. She took care of everybody in the neighborhood. You come over and Wonder House and eat. But I was her favorite nephew, like her son. She had me almost from the time I was born. My mama vouched for this. And in order for her to take care of it, and lots of my cousins live with us. Some of my aunts, some people from the neighborhood that didn't have a place to stay, they came and lived with us also. So part of her having to do what she had to do, she had to get her grind on. Well, I remember one day I was in the 5th grade and I came home from school early. I usually didn't come straight home, but this day I did. And I walked in the house and it was so quiet and doors were shut. I thought no one was there even though I seen a car. Well, when I walked in the living room, she was sitting at the table with these 2 Jamaicans. And they had a big block of what I thought at the time was cheese. They had cut off like 1/4 of a block of cheese. I'm like, what you doing with them dudes at the table with that cheese? And she told me to get out, you know what I'm saying? But after then, I started seeing she was humping and pumping. I knew what it was. I figured it out. I wasn't dumb anyway. Actually, I was in the 4th grade. But, man, I knew the smell of dope. I knew the smell of crack. Let me check this out. I knew the smell of crack before I knew the smell of pussy. Ain't there something? I knew the smell of crack before I knew the smell of marijuana. Ain't that crazy? Wow. But, and this is just during the time it was drugs everywhere. I would walk down the street playing with my friend. We'd find little baggies of dope all the time. I'd take them home, give them to my aunties or whatever. My uncle had a girlfriend who she would sneak and smoke. So the only responsibility that anybody trusted her with was coming to pick me up from school. Well, she would come check me out early, hit the dope spot, and she would hit a pipe right there with me in the car and ask me not to tell her secret. And I wouldn't. I would hold it. My uncle, he would drink. He was an alcoholic, so before he would pass out on the weekends, everybody come over to our house and drink. He would give me his wallet. My Uncle William, he had a real light voice. They call him Peach. Alex, here, take my wallet. Take my wallet and go put it up so won't nobody take you while I'm asleep. Okay? It'll take you $1 out. And I take it and I go put it in a Folgers coffee can. And I go dig out by the garage. The garage was separated from the house. I would go dig a hole and bury it until he woke up. Drinking that cheap whiskey, Canadian Mist, Seagram 7 on 7. But, yeah, those were the type of things that I experienced and just all my life holding that. Can you imagine how that makes you feel? Now, I'm thinking this is perfectly normal things. Hey, how's it going, man? You think that's something going on? Now, in my mind, I'm thinking all of this is perfectly normal. But there was nothing. Good. Let me get control of my camera. In my mind, I'm thinking all of this is perfectly normal. Nothing about that was normal for somebody in the 4th grade. And to know all of these things, be completely aware of what's going on. See, when they were on that dope made them angry when they couldn't get it. You never know when a fight gonna break out. They gonna fight. Shit, want to try to kill each other. Boy, I remember one time, this is just random, a little off subject, but one of my aunts and her dude was fighting over some dope, and I just randomly walk into the apartments, and I look under the stairs, I hear somebody saying, stop, stop, stop. Man, she had a knife swinging at this nigga, and I mean, jabbing, and he running, and she was cutting him the fuck off. And she didn't play. Everybody know who she is, I ain't gonna say her name, That ain't it right there, don't play. She gonna get on your ass, boy. I seen her whoop about 4 or 5 police. And it was about 10 of them there. She don't play no game, love you, ain't it? But, yep, those were the things. But all of that caused me issue. So by the time I get 15, I'm trying to fend for myself. Well, that caused me to have dysfunctional homes because everywhere that I went, somebody was doing drugs. That means the household was going down. So, you know, it went from having food and extras to you ain't got nothing to give. Come in, you wearing the same clothes, they ain't washing the clothes. The lights getting cut off, the water getting cut off. Now you living bad. Cause the dope man taking all the money out of the household. Mom and daddy getting into it, or whoever, auntie, uncle. Cause daddy done tried to pimp mama out, or uncle done tried to pimp auntie out, or whatever, just so they can have the fix. These are the things that go on in our community. So it caused me to have to uproot a lot. And in uprooting, they would all pass me on to the next person that they thought I would be in the best position with. And I'm thankful for that because God always put me in the best place. I was never molested and no stupid shit like that. Everybody treated me like I was precious to them, or I was royalty, or I had some type of covering to where they couldn't fuck with me or bother me. But I would try to walk on eggshells so I wouldn't be an inconvenience to anybody. You know, they might have their own kids and they buy their kids gifts, but I can't get a gift. And as a kid, it might make me feel bad, but I ain't say nothing. I just held it in. But by the time I got about 14 to 15, they had all trained me to take care of myself. So, you know, I'm hanging out, my mom telling me to come home. By this time, I'm back living with my mom. She's no longer on drugs, thank God. She quit in 1996, cold turkey, no rehab, nothing but God. And still standing strong to this day. Proud of her. I love you, mama. Actually, she inspires me. Back to my story. So when I was about 15, I started kicking it with the older dudes from the neighborhood. You know, I'm riding for my brotherhood. As a man, as a young boy, and you don't have your father around, you yearn to be a part of something, looking for a man, looking for a father figure, looking for a bro, looking for somebody who can teach you more about manhood. So you cling to the other guys where you're from. Now, they may be older, they may be the same age as you, but whatever they into, that's what you into now. So it's the 90s, mid to late 90s. Everybody gangster, everybody hard. Shit, I'm with what they with. Not to mention, I'm growing up all these places and I'm by myself, so I'm having to fight everywhere I go. I was small, wore glasses, they all got it fucked up. I had to hold my nuts. First thing they taught me is don't be no punk. Somebody mess with you, you whoop them. If you can't whoop them, you pick up something and hit them in the head. But you do whatever it takes to get that dub and let them know ain't nothing weak about you. Now me normally, my normal self, I'm cool with everybody. I laugh, I'm a cool. If you ask anybody about me, the first thing they gonna say, he cool. But, you know, I had my shirt scratching and mixing. I get down on them, you know what I'm saying? About 50 and maybe 2 or 3. Shit, I take that. But that's being realistic. I say I don't lie about nothing. I could have said 50 and over. You know what I'm saying? But shit, I was with whatever they were with. And, you know, everybody where I'm from call themselves crippin'. Shit, I'm crippin' too, that's what it was. But I never did anything halfway. If I said I was crippin', shit, I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna go get seed in, get put down. We're gonna touch each other with these hands, though. And, you know, that's what it was. I wanna know you stiff enough to represent what you say. I always been a man of my word, so whatever it took to stand on how I feel, But, you know, somebody introduced me to the hustle. Now, my auntie and them taught me how to steal. Hey, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You go do this, that, la, la. And then I was good at it because I always looked innocent. To a certain degree, I was. I was a good guy that could do a lot of bad shit. So, once I started hustling, getting that money and fending for myself, man, it wasn't nothing you could tell me. I'm all in. Thinking I'm doing something, that money. That money. Now, I'm right there caught up in the cycle that destroyed me, but it caught me so early. I was only on this earth 15 years. So technically, I was never out of the cycle. It was just another aspect or another level of the cycle. So inevitably, I end up hustling. Now I'm destroying households. Now I'm giving my people poison. Now I'm having run-ins with the cops because I'm trying to avoid them so I can get my money on. They knowing who I am. Running with a whole gang of dudes. All of them sell dope. All of them got blue flags in their back pocket. All of them are into shit. If you hanging with them, we know what you into. But you think they don't know, you think you're smart. We're trying to run in a pack. If you see a whole bunch of wolves and there's one dog with them, you think they're gonna say, that's a dog and a bunch of wolves. They're gonna say, that's a wolf pack. You one of the pack. Think about that when you think you're getting away with something. These feds know, these laws know. And the hood talk. And them females that you stunned for, pillow talking with these niggas and telling them all your business. You better believe it. Anyway, so I get 16, I'm smoking weed. Ain't nothing wrong with weed, little weed. Fuck up your attitude when you're young though, because you haven't completely developed. So your body is still going through all of these changes, trying to adjust to develop the personality that you're gonna have in order to become the person that you're put here to be able to withstand whatever your journey is. So, 16, I'm smoking. Then, yeah, that's pretty cool. Street life. But now, I'm selling drugs. I'm smoking weed. I turned 18, 18. Everybody smoking water. That wet. That PCP. Angel was smoking on Friday. They all doing it. I'm denying it for a long time, but eventually I'm like, fuck it. My bros on it. I'ma try it. So I end up trying it too. I'm doing what they did. Everything that they did. It's a pretty day out here today. Yeah. So, shit, once I got that feeling, smoking PCP, I used to always say it, feels like the closest you can get. Feels like the closest you can get to touching God. You have an out-of-body experience. Go to outer space, and you can sit there and evaluate your whole life and figure out every problem that you had. Well, that came with a cost, because the longer you stay in that other realm, the more detached you get from your reality. So you're solving things in another realm, but you're losing your mind in this realm. Nobody told me that. Well, then, one night, one of my homeboys, and I'll never say his name, me, him, one of my other homeboys, we all sitting at his house drinking. And this big homie So to me, we at his house, this is a special occasion. We don't never just really kick it at Big Homie house in his room, post it up. So we go to Big Homie's. He pull out a pack of powder. He drinking 40s. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. Well, little bro like, shit, I tried. I done did it before. I'm like, you sure, little bro? And he like, yeah. Hold on, I see a backpack. Might be $1 million in it. I'm trying to see what's up. Ain't nothing. But, little bro like, shit, I'ma hit it now. I trust little bro. Little bro be on point. You know what I'm saying? When they do it, I'm like, all right, ain't nothing. Let me try it. Actually, I'm gonna go sit over here. I think this will be better for us. Start moving. I'm like, okay, I'll try it then. Well, once I tried it, that's when I realized this ain't what I thought it was. Oh, this ain't bad at all. That's what I thought. Shit. Fast forward 10, 15 years later, that same thing that I thought was nothing was still a part of my life. Taking my money, taking my soul, taking away my rationale, taking away everything. Hold on, I think they might be finna come over here and sweat me because I'm sitting down, but you never know. Oh no, they let me make it. Taking away my rationale. I'm getting all skinny, thinking I'm still fly. I'm walking around this motherfucker looking like Skeletor, nigga. Clothes hanging on me don't fit anymore. I'm wondering why the females ain't beating my door down and calling my phone, because they done heard it. They out here, all these dudes out here talking about shit. Everything like that, bro. It all come with it. Next thing I know, I want it when I want it. Now, I'm still keeping up my appearance, but if I want a pack, I'm gonna go get that. And my name was good enough that I could go to anybody and ask them for a pack. Hey, let me get a pack. So what? I know I owe you, nigga. Let me get a pack. Now, they giving it to me, but they talking about me. And the hell can't come over and ask for a pack every day, every week. Yeah, but you know I pay you back too. And when I bring money, nigga, I'm bringing money. And the people that fuck with me that I'm vouching for, I'm bringing them too. Nigga, I'm making you thousands of dollars, so I don't feel like it's nothing to ask you for a $10 pack. But you know what I'm saying? That's the game. You know how niggas is. But now they talking about me. I'm spending all my money. I'm staying up all night. All night. 2 or 3 days in a row. Me and my homeboy K used to call it waking that rooster up. Because when you in the country about 6 o'clock in the morning, you hear, you know what I'm saying? Waking that rooster up. I can laugh now, but I remember being just tired. One night I walked in my house and I was looking in the mirror. And I looked and my eyes were just black. All the way around from lack of sleep. Heavy drug use, you don't know your skin. My skin is damaged now still to this day because of all that heavy drug use. But I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize who I was looking at. But when I looked in my eyes, I saw a small glimpse of that person who I really was, crying out for help. And I cried. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And I begged God to help me get myself back, to help me get control of my life. Now, it's been a battle off and on my whole life. But I can say honestly, today, this day, February the 7th, 2021, I am in control. See my eyes clear? Yeah, I'm in control. That was my trauma that caused me depression. And the more I got high, the more depressed I became. And the harder it was to get out of it. Because while you're getting high, that's your substitute. That's your way of escaping it temporarily. But it only makes it worse. I found that the practice of meditation, practicing your breathing, slowing life down, refocusing, recentering your mind, recentering yourself, realigning your chakras, it's therapeutic to me. Music, therapeutic to me. And for the first time in my life, marijuana was therapeutic other than being recreational. The marijuana helped because I used it medicinal as it was intended to be used for. So, if you're using it to help you, I'm all for it. I found that I had to get back in touch with God. It's the most important thing. Get to know your creator. I don't care what you call him. If you call him Buddha, if you call him Allah, if you call him Jesus, whatever your creator is and whoever your creator is, talk to him. Get to know him. And understand that you can stop looking up there for God. Start looking right here. He in there. Your spirit is of the spirit realm. The spirit realm is all around us. We're in it and it's in us. You are one. You are one with your creator. If your creator is the greatest creation of all that created everything else, you are not less. You're of that. You should remember that. Love yourself, man. I know we don't know how to love ourselves because we ain't never been loved or never felt love. I don't know how to love myself. I know how to love everything around me, but I work on it every day. I try to treat Alex a little bit better. I try to treat me a little bit better. I try to do something that I like, be in an environment that uplifts me, try to talk to people that speak positivity instead of negativity. And I stay away from bullshit. I stay away from bullshit niggas. I stay away from bullshit hoes. I stay away from bullshit gossip. I stay away from bullshit ass police. And I stay away from bullshit ass bullshit. That's the main thing. Stay out of shit. If you stay out of shit, shit'll stay out of you, bro. Girl, whatever you want. But I just want to tell y'all, God and meditation. God and meditation and productivity. You have to do something physical because physicality get those drugs up out of you. You got drugs built up in your pores and that's causing you to be depressed. That's causing you to have anxiety. It's in your bloodstream. It's in your sweat. And then you eating bullshit on top of that. Put better things in your body. Let me say that too. What you eat plays a big part. No matter what was going on, I'm gonna drink me a smoothie. I'm gonna eat clean. My wife gonna make sure I eat clean, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm no vegan, but I eat healthy. I'm careful about what I pick. Nah, I ain't gonna eat a steak from Chili's. If I'm gonna eat a steak, I'm gonna eat a steak from Root Chris. Nah, I ain't gonna eat chicken from Walmart. Stop eating that. There's hormones in it. It's altering your DNA, first of all, and it's causing you cancer. Don't eat that shit because it's cheap. Go to the market. Go to the market and get the good quality. It's almost the same price. Yeah, a few pennies, but it don't matter. You're saving your life. It might not cost you some cents when you go to Walmart, but it's gonna cost you your life. I'd rather spend the money and live long. It's common sense. That's part of loving yourself, treating yourself better. Treat yourself better, people. Love you. Slowly grow. We want to get into things fast. It's okay to slowly grow. Talk to God. Study Him and His ways. Pray. Help other people. Even if you can't help yourself, you know if you help somebody else, that's a blessing, another day on your life. You know that's some more covering for God. You might be the worst person, most ain't shit person in the world. But God will use you, man. You never know who day you'll brighten. And it's going to come a time when you need to be covered and you already put a down payment on that blessing, man. Ain't that beautiful? That no matter how much wrong you've done, that you can still do something to help somebody else. That you can still be blessed, that God still chooses to use you. You know what? God chose to use me because I've been through it all. So I'm qualified. I'm qualified to go down in the trenches, go speak to somebody, and help pull them out. Or give him the instructions on how to get out. Because I know what I'm talking about. So all you preachers, let me say this, not all of them, but all you preachers who do all that preaching, and you and your church and your people and your congregation, y'all sanctified and y'all holy and y'all pure, why you ain't, the people who need God ain't in the church, why you ain't going to them like the pastors used to do in the 60s, like the pastors used to do in the 70s and 80s? Y'all too busy sitting up in your pretty house, your pretty church, with all these saved souls. What about the lost souls? Ain't you supposed to bring them to the Lord? Or tell them how to get to him? Come on, man. But then you gonna hate on me? You gonna hate on what I am? You should be applauding me. I go out here by myself. I ain't got no big pretty church and no big pretty cars and houses to lure people in. I go out here and become a part of their struggle. I embrace their struggle, and I love them throughout it. I love them, and I nourish them, and I break bread with them. I get out the mud with them, I show them, and they see me and they become inspired like, you used to be from here. I still am from there. I'm just somewhere else. I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side now. This is how I got there. And they listen and they apply. I do my job. Y'all want to know why I'm taken care of, why I'm blessed, why you never seen me get down and be a slave to nobody else? Because God didn't have it intended for me to be a slave. I've shared everything I ever had in my life. God blessed me abundantly with everything. I always had a lot of clothes. I always been able to touch a lot of money. I always had a lot of women. I always had a lot of friends. I always had a lot of food. I always had a lot of everything. I always had a lot of. God gave me that. But it didn't come without work. You know how many people I had to bless? You know how many people broke my heart? You know how many people hurt me? You know how many people betrayed me? You know how many people lied on me? You know how many people I forgave for doing all of those things? You know how many people I went back to and helped them despite the fact that they did that? My heart is pure, boy. God know that. That's why he used me, man. You gotta excuse me, it's cold out here. My nose running, but I ain't gonna stop giving you this message. You should look at me and know what I am. If the people that you love me, and I love the people that you love, we must have something in common. You should applaud me, cheer me on as I battle with these demons. While I wrestle with these demons, you should cheer me on. Judge not, brother. You don't know me. You don't know my view on politics. You don't know how I feel about religion. You don't know how I feel about life. You don't know the conversations I have with my children. And I've never been absent a day in my children's life. My homeboys went in and out to pee and I ain't took a day off. Whether I'm right there in their presence or not. I'm there. I'm with them, riding all the way out. They know daddy a phone call away. Every summer that they wanted to, they could come live with me. Every summer from the time they were born. And they're going to see me in between them, but I'm just saying. I do my part. It may not look pretty, but ain't nothing about my life being orthodox. I do it in a way to where it makes sense. I'm still there for my kids' moms, we're friends, we're family. I wish the best for them. Anytime they need me, I'm there because what happens to them affects my sons and daughters. I'm a stand-up dude, man, in every sense of the word. Anybody say something different, spit in their face. It's been tested, approved, USDA certified. That's why I never worried about proving anything to anybody else, because God knows. I know, and those that know me know. So, I just want to tell y'all to be sure of yourself. There's power in God. Make sure you embrace Him and keep a connection with Him. You won't have to worry about the depression. People are really going through things. Tell somebody that you love them. You see somebody hurting, help them. Embrace them. Don't lose our connections as human beings. We're all detached because of social media. I even had to go on social media to have a conversation with y'all. My phone don't ring. But it's okay. But it's nothing like human interaction. That's what keeps us going. Remember to love, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. I'm out.